Welcome back. We continue live right here with Pittsburgh CW. It is the Island Contracting Nightly Sports Call, 412-575-2600. That is the number on the Borders and Borders hotline. Bob Pompeani with you until 11 o'clock. Let's go to Jim in the South Hills. Jim, welcome to the program.
Hey, Bob, you are by far the best sports guy in the city.
Thanks,
Not even
Jim.
close.
I appreciate you saying that. There are a lot of talented guys in this market, believe me. So
Well, you are the best. Anyway, love the U.S. Open, my favorite tournament.
Yep.
It challenges the golfer. I've played my whole life, 50 years. Challenges the mental part of the game more than anything else. I think one of the interesting things that's going on with USG, I'm addicted to golf, but anyway,
Me too. I love it.
yeah.
But do you like the way it's being played, or would you rather have a shooting spree?
No, I love it this way, and I think what the USGA is finding out is that over the last 3 years, the only place that they played was here in Pittsburgh, where it was a great tournament. And, I mean, you know, it was the real deal. The other two venues were new. The USGA wasn't sure how it was going to play out. And if you look at the future, there are four venues that the USGA is going to, which is Shinnecock, Oakmont, Pinehurst, and Pebble Beach.
All the ones that have been there for a long time, that have character, that people know all about. But I don't mind Chambers Bay and courses like that. I think it's good to try to get someplace different, and I think that was what they were trying to do, was sort of late day golf that went into the evening. So
I don't think we're going to go back there ever.
I don't either, but I think it's okay to try. I think
I don't
once in a while
disagree,
you got to go out of your
but
element.
I think the USGA's future is those four places, plus maybe, well, they got Brookline coming up, maybe a Marion every 20 years.
Right.
But I think
there are
that's
a lot of
their
good
future.
places. All right.
I love the make a park kind of golf.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend watching the U.S. Open. Let's go to Dan in Portersville, line 5. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime.
Hey, first of all, I would not trade Phil Kessel. But that said, we're talking about we got to play Kessel with Malkin. We got to look at what's best for Evgeny Malkin too. I think that when Malkin and Kessel play together, that Malkin defers too much to him. He shoots the puck less. And when they moved Kessel off of Malkin's line, I mean, he had 42 goals. It was close to a hard season this year. And I would keep them split up.
All right, that's what Mike Sullivan has used quite a bit. I just don't, my own opinion, I'd love to see them together. I think they really like being together. And I don't know if that would impact Malkin's goal total. Put them together for an entire season and see what happens there. There's a lot of shifting that goes on, and you really can't come up. I'm sure there's some advanced stats out there that, when they're together, what the numbers are. But they're two great talents, and I think one brings out the best in the other. But we'll see.
I just think Gino defers too much to Kessel when they're together.
All right.
So
it may help Kessel, though, too. I mean, maybe that was one of the reasons why he had a lot of points. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I suspect you're not going to see anything definitive on this for quite a while, if at all. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that. Line 1 we go. Steve in Finleyville. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Bob. Good evening, sir. Thank you for taking the call,
Anytime.
man. Long night when you see the bridge on the TV screen there. You know somebody's being a moron on the phone.
You do.
Hey, well, I want to ask you, Bob. I was telling your producer this off the air. I don't know if it was the Athletic or whatever one of these sports places. And they talked about the Pirates. You said they have to go 8-2. I believe that too. Unfortunately, they're probably not. They're going to go like 4-6 or 3-7. And if they do, Huntington's going to open up the floodgates and start trading. Well, my man Neil's looking to trade Corey Dickerson. Is this a reality, Paul or Bob, or is this just somebody making crap up? Because Corey Dickerson,
I wouldn't trade Corey Dickerson.
Agent. Absolutely
no,
not.
he's not. He
Bob.
has
You
one
wanna
more.
sign this guy.
He's not a free agent yet. He has one more year at salary arbitration, then a free agent. So,
Okay, but still, you wouldn't get very much. I mean, you would get something for him, but
I wouldn't deal with
this
him.
guy. Why
He's
would
shown
you let
me
him
more
go?
than I expected. He was an all-star last year, Steve, and I think he's shown that he has the ability to play well defensively, and he's a very good hitter. So why would you want to trade that?
Right, Bob. He's got a good baseball IQ. His arm stinks, but that's okay. He cuts the ball off. He does the baseball things. He moves up. He's an un-Polanco is what he is. He knows the game. Right. He understands.
Speaking of that, thanks, Steve, for the call. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes, sir. Andrew Filipponi, our colleague, put out on Twitter today that Miguel Sano was sent down. Now, think about that. Minnesota, and they did it because he needs some help. He needs to kind of figure out what's gone wrong. And he brought up the situation of why not Gregory Polanco, and I agree with that. I think, number one, Polanco has had hamstring issues. He's played with these. And if you know anything about those, they can be painful, especially for him. He's had this before, and yet he's in that four-man rotation in the outfield. I think they're hard to get him going, but is this the place to do it when Austin Meadows is playing as well as he is? He deserves to play every single day. I would send Polanco down. He has an option. Why not? Try to get it worked out. It has nothing to do with you losing faith in him. You're just trying to get him straightened out. And if Sano can go down with Minnesota, I think the same could happen here. Let's go to Guy in Ligonier. Is it hockey season? Are you Guy or Guy?
I'm Guy.
Guy, all right.
Congratulations on your award.
Thanks, Guy.
And appreciate the job Jeff Capel's done at Pitt in the short time he's been there. What do you guys think?
No, I think at least based on what you see from the recruiting sites, it's a good job. We'll see. It's going to take time. He knows that. You can't come in and change things overnight here.
Appreciate the call. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. Let's go to one more before we go, and that would be Marilyn in Munhall. Hey, Marilyn, how are you?
Hi, congratulations on your award.
Thanks, Marilyn.
I heard Coach Tomlin tonight talking about Le'Veon Bell, and I wondered if you thought the coach's remarks suggested that Bell come back in better mental and physical condition this season than last season.
I think that's what he expects. That's what he should want. I think Le'Veon Bell needs to understand that you're letting your team down in many aspects here. I know this is about a business. I know this is about what lies ahead. But for him to get the most out of whatever contract he's going to get after this year, he's going to have to put up big, big numbers. I think he hurts himself by not being around all the way until the beginning of the season. And if you look at the first three games of the last season, you'll see that his level of production was not nearly as good as it was later. In that first game against Cleveland, he was not much of a factor. The one in Chicago, not much of a factor. You can attribute that to a bad start because he wasn't around, and they can't afford to have that. So, but he's going to do what he's going to do, but he's never going to get what they offered him. I can assure you of that. We're due for a break. Take it back with more right after this on Pittsburgh CW.